Conditions like heart and lung disease or diabetes seem at higher risk for developing more serious complications. Fever, cough, shortness of breath. So it's going to feel some type of trouble breathing, persistent pain or pressure in the chest, confusion or inability to arouse, or bluish lips or face. So it's the inability, ear, nose, and throat of breathing, and it's going to feel like pressure on the chest. So definitely take a whole entire visit to the doctor if you're feeling like that. And it's got some self-care tips, but it's also telling you go to the doctor. Don't just sit there and think you're Doogie Howser, MD, scare yourself half to death. Go to the doctor or call your nurse on call and say, hey, these are my symptoms. If the nurse says get into the ER, go to the ER. Also, it's got a self-checker online, and it's also got testing, what to do, and things like that. So, and it's telling you how to cope with it and all. And definitely check out the CDC. It's great. Read there. And your World Health Organization. And then there's the Public Health Administration. And then you have the the World Health Organization is great too. I mean, these are some good tips. And here's the thing about returning cruise ship travelers. CDC recommends that all people defer travel on cruise ships, including river cruise ships and worldwide. That's because the risk of COVID on cruise ships is high. And adults and people with serious chronic medical conditions, heart disease, diabetes, or lung disease should especially defer travel right now until things are ramped up as to what they're going to be doing for their standard safety precautions for that. So that's where OSHA comes in, and they make decisions and whatnot on travel advisories and what to do. So until then, download the PDFs and things like that, and they have all kind of things on here. So definitely they have PDFs for you to download, travel advisories, and also there is a website for travel as well. I'll pull it up for you. Let's see. Safety tips for traveling. Before you go, share your travel information, research your ground transportation, familiar yourself with the destination, and plan for safety abroad and also for your hygiene. Check out the hotel. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it does certain things. Like if you're going to take that risk ultimately to go, make sure if they're actually keeping up with their hygienical things, making sure that things are kept at least high hygiene level if you're going to an area that you know that it can be a potential risk for you. Those are all things that you think about as is. Oh, and here are some emergency numbers if you're traveling abroad. From the U.S. and Canada, call 1-888-407-4747. If you find yourself in an emergency situation. If you're overseas, 1-202-501-444, or contact the U.S. Embassy or Consulate. Those are things that you need to definitely do if you're a victim of a crime or anything like that. And that is from rain.org. And if you're traveling with pets and things like that, you definitely want to think about all those different things and make those things. We're going to talk about that the next session, but I'm hoping this is helpful for the COVID-19 and for those of you who are having moments of like true meltdown about traveling and trying to sit on the fence about it. And I'm hoping that this session with DonDiva Travel Blog Talk Radio, that you've kind of got an idea what you need to be doing and how to kind of prepare and keep yourself at least a bare minimum within the CDC standards for travel and practicing standard safety precautions if you decide to just willy-nilly, I'm still traveling and whatnot until they tell you you can't travel at all. So just think about those things before you decide to do that and whether or not it's worth it. And if you're going to go and transfer to work from home until the travel advisories are let up or the TSA or FAA says, okay, yeah, you can start back traveling or you can book this, this, and this. We have these precautions, this, and this. So I would think that right now we all practice standard safety precautions in travel. And if you don't have to essential travel, then I wouldn't. But if you have to or you have to for work purposes, then practice standard safety precautions and exercise good judgment. That'll be it. Thank you for attending the DonDiva Travel Blog Talk Radio Show. Have a good night.